Hello, my name's Pete Myers. I'm the President and CEO of StealthMark. Our mission is to protect customer assets from unauthorized reproduction or diversion through the use of authentication technology that is simple to use and impossible to compromise.
State-of-the-art technologies, innovative business strategies, behind the scenes, insights from cutting-edge users around the globe on World Business Review.
Welcome to World Business Review. I'm Norman Schwartzkopf. Product counterfeiting and piracy cost the U.S. economy roughly $250 billion a year. Job losses each year number in the hundreds of thousands. Even more far-reaching are the unknown safety hazards involved. Here to tell us more is Pete Myers, President and CEO of StealthMark. Welcome, Pete.
Thank you, General. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Pete, how do counterfeiting and piracy affect our economy?
Counterfeiting and piracy are a direct attack on the United States economy. The U.S. companies lose over $250 billion each year in revenue to counterfeiting and pirated products. Over 750,000 jobs have been lost and companies have been put out of business. The automotive industry estimates that if they could stop counterfeiting of the auto parts, they could add back 200,000 jobs just to that industry alone. It is a wide problem and no one is immune from it.
Good grief, I had no idea how wide that situation is. Pete, how about the effects of counterfeiting on homeland security, a very popular subject these days?
The American public today is subject to dangerous and often inferior branded products that are out there replacing the genuine ones. We're not just talking about CDs or DVDs or handbags or designer jeans anymore. Counterfeit products have reached critical areas in our economy, such as auto parts, pharmaceuticals, baby formula, and airline parts as well. Hundreds of people have died or been impacted or injured through counterfeit parts. And the worst of all, the profits and proceeds from most counterfeit products go to fund international terrorism and organized crime.
That's incredible, absolutely incredible. For more, let's go to this World Business Review field report.
There is no one-size-fits-all security solution in today's industrial climate, where industries are targeted by criminals whose counterfeiting and diversion methods have become as sophisticated as they are widespread. StealthMark's authentication technology addresses this growing problem.
Unlike other competing product authentication technologies that address 2 or 3 of the key authentication factors, StealthMark addresses all of the authentication factors. It's easy to implement, it's cost-effective, it's easy to validate, and it's impossible to compromise.
Proprietary handheld electronic readers and software encode, interpret, and identify the microparticle fingerprint signature.
The microparticle fingerprint is StealthMark's highest level of product security. As with our other security solutions, an invisible mark is placed on each individual item. The mark contains our encrypted microparticles. And the arrangement of these microparticles as the mark is placed is entirely random, as is other aspects of the mark, making it unique to each individual item, just as a fingerprint is unique to each person. By collecting this unique information associated with the mark on an individual item, we can then go back later and identify that specific item and authenticate it.
Microparticle encoding systems not only enhance security, but also streamline application, reading, and control over information.
Due to the nature of business, it's important that we secure our StealthMark microparticles. We keep those under lock and key here in our facility with a limited number of personnel with access to them. It's imperative that we manufacture, store, and deliver to our customers the proper code sets so they receive the absolute finest authentication solution.
For World Business Review, I'm Jamie Mahler reporting.
Pete, what are the levels of protection that you offer that can fight this problem?
StealthMark has developed technologies to offer 3 basic levels of security for customers and brand owners' products. The first level of security is simply a covert, invisible mark that we place on the product, be it a golf club, a bottle of shampoo, razor blades, or auto part, that uses our encrypted microparticles. Our encrypted microparticles are really nothing more than small, tiny pieces of plastic with color banding on them. These are the actual microparticles themselves, which are about half the size of a human hair, while these are large versions of them, just to give you an idea of what they look like. Putting these on the product, we can then, using our patented reader, come in later on and validate these products in the marketplace as genuine.
So this is actually a marker, is what this is?
Yes, that's true.
And you can put this, embed this on something?
We can include that in the product itself. We can apply it through inks or adhesives, and in most cases we can get it into the structure of the product somehow, so it cannot be removed by
So there's no way I
counterfeiting.
could be a counterfeiter and just come up there and grab one of these things and pull it out?
That's correct.
What if a customer needs to differentiate between different products or production loss?
Our second level of security really involves taking numerous particles and different color banding, and we have created a patented microparticle code. Using that code, a manufacturer can tag his product and capture significant manufacturing information such as date codes, lot numbers, manufacturing facilities, and later in the field identify exactly where that product came from. The microparticle fingerprint is our third level of security. And what we can do here, this is our highest level of security available, where we put the particles down in a random fashion on the product. Then we come in and look at them and we measure the size of each of the particles, the location of each particle, and its orientation, so that a counterfeiter could not possibly duplicate this mark on a product. It would be like restacking snowflakes. This particular level of protection is good for high value items, for items that need to be serialized, or for identification cards such as passports, driver's license, or a national ID card if one of those is in the works.
How can I use this to minimize my wife's charges on her credit card? Is there any way we could do that?
Sure.
We could fingerprint it, couldn't we, or
Yes,
something?
we could fingerprint your wife's credit card and make sure that she's the only one using that, but I don't know if that'll reduce the charges.
More important, I think we probably say that the securing of ports is of primary importance these days. Can the technology be applied here?
Yes, what we can do is we are actually working with several packaging companies right now to create a secure shipping product where we can mark a package, a letter, a container using our technology, so that when the item is shipped, we can scan the fingerprint into our system, and then when the package arrives at its destination, we can scan and validate that the package has not been opened and that it's the original package or container that was shipped from the source.
Wow, that's terrific. What are some of the other solutions with regard to Homeland Security?
Obviously, as we mentioned, we can use this in identification cards or passports. The other thing we can do with this is control access to buildings, which is very important, particularly in governmental buildings, military bases, or nuclear facilities today. Another way we can use this technology is applying it to food products. One of the current concerns in terrorism is that somebody will somehow attack our food chain. What we can do using our encrypted microparticle technology is secure the food chain from the farm all the way to the grocery shelf.
Terrific. What is a link between counterfeiting and terrorism?
Many people don't realize that the proceeds from most counterfeit products goes directly to fund international terrorism or organized crime. The 1993 World Trade Center bombing was actually funded through the sale of illegal T-shirts in New York itself.
Unbelievable.
More recently, the train bombing in Madrid was funded through the sale of counterfeit handbags and fashion designs in Europe. U.S. and British intelligence services have uncovered al-Qaeda training manuals that actually show them in great detail how they can counterfeit products and successfully market them to fund their illegal operations.
What about the safety risks to the average customer? I mean, I don't mind going out and eating something, but I don't want it to contain this.
Well, these we would not put in any consumables, so you don't have to worry about that.
I don't have to worry about it then. Good, I'm not worried about it.
No, but what most people, the safety risks of counterfeiting to individuals is huge. Most products that are counterfeited are not made with any quality or manufacturing standards, and certainly counterfeiters don't pay any attention to government regulations when it comes to manufacturing products. As a result, you get inferior products being made, such as brake pads in cars, which don't stop. You have other safety hazards in the market. We've already had school bus accidents caused by fake brake pads. People have gotten sick from bad pharmaceuticals. Babies have been made ill from counterfeit baby formula that was purchased in a store, and the list goes on and on.
So that makes it tough for companies to compete against counterfeiters, doesn't it? I mean, there are so many different areas in which it can be used.
Well, the counterfeiters, as I mentioned, they don't follow any standards. Their objective is to make a quick, cheap imitation of the product and get it on the market. And then what happens is, because they didn't spend any money, they can sell it much cheaper than the original manufacturer of the product. So what happens is you're competing essentially against yourself in the marketplace at a cheaper price. And then the real irony in the whole situation is, if a part goes bad, the customer actually returns it to you for warranty protection. And we even have cases of companies being sued because of counterfeit products that did not perform, but they're ending up being sued and taking on the liability for that.
So the good guys end up holding the bag, is that what you're saying? Often
that is the case.
What about tax losses?
Well, as you can imagine, counterfeiters aren't your best taxpayers in the world. They have very little regard for following the tax code. And not only that, most of their product is sold outside of normal channels, and so they don't report their income, nor do they pay their taxes. In a recent study by the United Kingdom, they estimated that they lost 11 billion pounds in tax revenue just on alcohol and cigarettes alone. That's close to $20 billion. The U.S. government, through both federal, state, and local, have been losing hundreds of billions of dollars to this problem.
In England, they must be suffering with the Scotch production, right?
Unfortunately, the Scotch production is alive and well.
Well, glad to hear that, come to think of it. What can lay people do to protect themselves from this situation?
What people need to do is become educated in the problem and understand that sometimes if a deal is too good to be true, it really is, and it probably is a fake product. And when they find a fake product, they should bring it immediately to the manufacturer or brand owner and let them know where they got it and what the problems were with it. They also need to let the government know that they need better laws and stronger protections against this type of problem.
There's been a very, very interesting discussion about a very, very important area. We appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Thank you, General. It's been an honor to be here with you today.
And thank you for watching. Until next time, for World Business Review, I'm Norman Schwartzkopf.